In the stillness of the early hours, when the world is hushed and your mind is clear, there lies a sacred opportunity. A moment when the veil between the spiritual and physical world thins, and a unique communion with the divine becomes possible. This is the allure of 3 a.m., often referred to as the witching hour or the spiritual hour. 3 a.m. holds a certain mystique across various religious and spiritual traditions. It's a time when the noise of the day has faded and the distractions of life are at a minimum, allowing for a deeper, more focused connection with the divine. In the Christian tradition, the significance of this hour is steeped in history and symbolism. It's said that Christ was crucified at 3 in the afternoon, and in mirroring this, the early morning hour of 3 a.m. has become a time of powerful prayer and spiritual warfare. It's a moment when believers around the world wake to engage in fervent prayer, seeking guidance, protection, and a deeper understanding of God's will. But beyond religious significance, there's the simple, profound tranquility that comes with waking at this hour. It's a time when the world is still asleep, when the streets are quiet and the demands of the day have yet to begin. In this tranquil silence, your thoughts are clearer, your heart is calmer, and your spirit is more open. In the quiet of 3 a.m., you're not just awake, you're present, tuned into the subtle whispers of your soul and the gentle stirrings of the divine. It's a moment of solitude and serenity, a sacred space where you can hear God's voice more clearly, feel His presence more deeply, and understand His messages with greater clarity. It's a time for introspection, for seeking wisdom, for spiritual growth. It's a time to lay your worries before God, to seek His protection and guidance, to surrender your fears and anxieties, and to find solace in His love and grace. In the quiet of 3 a.m., we find a unique communion with the divine, a moment of profound spiritual intimacy. It's not just an hour on the clock, but a spiritual awakening, a sacred opportunity to deepen your faith and draw closer to God. It's the allure of 3 a.m. In the solitude of the early morning, we arm ourselves with the most potent weapon we have, prayer. In the sacred silence of the pre-dawn hours, there's a profound power that lies within our reach. This power doesn't come from our physical strength, our intellect, or our worldly possessions. Rather, it is derived from our spiritual connection, our faith, and our ability to commune with the divine through prayer. Protection prayer, a concept deeply rooted in Christian tradition, is our subject today. The mystics of old understood this power well. They knew that a prayer spoken with conviction could serve as a shield, safeguarding them from spiritual harm. Drawing from their wisdom, we can craft a prayer that not only protects us, but also fortifies our faith. Imagine it, the stillness of the morning, the world around you asleep, and you, a solitary figure, your voice whispering words of faith into the silence. You're not just speaking words, you're weaving a spiritual armor around you. Let's begin with a verse from the book of Ephesians, chapter 6, verse 11. Put on the full armor of God so that you can take your stand against the devil's schemes. We take these words to heart, integrating them into our prayer, acknowledging that our protection is not of our own making, but of God's. Next, we draw from the Lord's Prayer, a historical prayer that has resonated with believers for centuries. Deliver us from evil, we pray, echoing the timeless plea for divine protection. Weaving these elements together, we create a prayer that is both a plea for safety and a declaration of faith. We ask for protection, not just from the physical dangers of the world, but also from the spiritual challenges that may shake our faith. This prayer, spoken with sincerity and conviction, becomes more than just words. It becomes a spiritual armor, a shield against the darkness, a beacon in the early morning light. It is our connection with the divine, our expression of faith, our spiritual lifeline. This prayer is our spiritual armor, our shield against the darkness, our beacon in the early morning light. As dawn breaks, we step into the light, fortified by our prayer, ready to face the day. This is the magic of the morning prayer practice. It's more than just an act of faith, it's an act of empowerment, a way to start our day with a clear mind and a fortified spirit. Incorporating this practice into our daily routine might seem challenging at first, especially when the comfort of our bed is calling. But remember, the first few steps are always the hardest. Once we overcome the initial hurdle, the journey becomes smoother. It's all about making that commitment to wake up and meet God in the quiet of the early morning. Now, you might be wondering how to make the most of this time. It's quite simple, really. Start by setting aside a quiet space for prayer. This could be a corner in your room or even a spot in your garden. The key is to create an environment that fosters peace and tranquility, enabling you to connect deeper with God. Next, have a prayer plan. This could include specific prayers, Bible verses, or a list of things you're grateful for. Having a structure helps maintain focus and enriches your prayer experience. But what if you're struggling with drowsiness or find it difficult to concentrate? Here's a tip. Engage in a brief physical activity before you start. This could be a short walk or some light stretches. Physical activity stimulates the mind and prepares it for prayer. Remember, the aim is not to rush through the prayer, but to savor each moment, each word. Let the silence seep into your soul. Let the words of the prayer resonate within you. This is not just about speaking to God, but also about listening, about tuning into that divine frequency that reverberates with love and wisdom. When we embrace the morning prayer practice, we not only strengthen our faith, but also cultivate resilience, peace, and clarity for the day ahead. Now you stand at the threshold of a transformative journey, one that begins with a single simple act, waking up at 3 a.m. for prayer. Imagine the stillness of the early morning, the world around you asleep, yet your spirit is wide awake, ready to connect with the divine. This is the sacred hour, an intimate moment between you and your Creator. It's an act of faith, a testament to your commitment to spiritual growth, an affirmation of your trust in God's protective shield. This is not just about waking up, it's about awakening. It's about shattering the shackles of spiritual slumber and embracing the radiant dawn of faith. It's about recognizing the potential that lies within you, the divine strength that is yours to claim. It's about acknowledging that you are a vessel of God's love, a beacon of His light in the world. The benefits of this practice are manifold. It's not just about protection, it's about empowerment. It's about developing resilience in the face of adversity, about cultivating a spirit of perseverance. It's about nurturing a heart of gratitude and a mindset of positivity. It's about harnessing the peace that surpasses all understanding, the peace that is rooted in the love of God. But remember, this journey is not a solitary one. You are part of a larger community, a community of faith, a community of seekers, a community of believers. And as you embark on this journey, you are not alone. You are encircled by a cloud of witnesses, each one a testament to the transformative power of prayer. So take the leap, embrace the mystery of the early hours. Let the silence of the night become the canvas upon which your prayers are painted. Let the rhythm of your heart echo the hymns of faith. Let the whispers of your soul resonate with the words of the Scriptures. Ignite your faith, awaken your spirit, and step into the light of a new day. The journey begins at 3 a.m.